My name is Madushi, and this is my journey to Camino de Santiago in Spain. See my experience and what I learned during the Camino. A little journey with me. Hopefully some of you can learn, and hopefully some of you can go there and do it too. So where do we start? So before I went to the Camino, I was really having difficulty at work, and I needed something. I didn't want to go holiday, sit there or whatever. I wanted to go another place, another challenge where, just I wasn't happy at that time, the company I was working for. So I was doing pen and decorating, so I wasn't happy at all. I needed a plan. I needed something that for me to actually go and do. A charity called Drive Foundation. So Drive Foundation, it helps young people to career wise and other a lot of things they do as well. I got an email from one of their staff members, and I read the email, and they said you got like about 2 weeks for you to make a decision. And I thought, I read the emails. There was a name in there, Tony, the guy runs the Young Star Mentoring hiking team. So I got that email the night before, and then when I went to work the next day, I rang Tony. I can meet you, because I told him I'm interested, and he said, okay, cool, I can meet you somewhere. And then we went to Fargo Square. It was like after work. The work was another day, but I went after work. We went to this little coffee shop, and he started talking about what we're gonna do. My group, none of us knew each other. Met them. It was just, he managed to get all these people, young people together, and he had one guy in a wheelchair as well. So that was another challenge. So he was thinking of that. So that's why I probably was asking me, are you fit enough to actually, to do this trip? I was like, yeah, I can do this. And then he said, okay, show me that you're serious. He said, send him the money, I'll book for your flight. And then the next day I send him the money, he booked for the flight. So now I can't back down now. I have to go, because I spend over something 100 for the flight. So if I don't go, it's my loss. So anyway, some of us was running late, and the flight was like 7 o'clock, and we were just rushing, and it was like 10 minutes before the flight leave. So we was like, going through the, you show your passport, all of that stuff. We were just doing things so fast. And we managed to go through the passport thing. We were just running to catch the plane. It was like about 5 minutes, the flight, the thing closed. And we managed to get to the plane on time, and phew! And then we went to Spain. So the first day we got there, we didn't do anything. We went to Lyon, so we stopped there for the night, and the whole stop. We went for dinner, and he told us what's gonna happen after he said that, and then we start our journey the next day. And before that, I remember seeing Tony. He was quite stressed, because he was like, what have I done to myself? What have I done to myself? But for me, I wasn't even thinking about that. For me, I was just like, hey, I'm here for the trip, baby. Let's go. We start our journey. And then it was, every day you walk, every day, you do like 20K, 23K, 24K. It is a challenging, for the first 5-6 days, because as a group, we get to know ourselves. We get to know, you get to know certain people's behavior and habit, and that build up for the group to jump together you need to know about, people's habit. And then now when everyone knows that, they knows that now we can come together as a group and we can strive and do great things. I'll tell you one great story about communion. I mean, there's a lot of stories out there. There's a lot of stories I can tell you, but one story that stand up for me. It was this kid. His name is Finn. He was about 15 at the time. He made a goal for himself, that is, because over there you have to spend at least about 40 euro a day, or 40 euro by a day. But he made goal of himself, that is, I want to try to spend less than 40 euro, like 20 euro, like in a day, like. We all thought like, wow. And his background, when he told me about, he was homeschooled, and he was homeschooled and his parents taught him the meaning of money, and that's what interests me. I was like, wow, this kid was 15, he can manage your money like, I mean, hey man, for I was hard on myself when it come to money, but he took it another level. He took another level. Anyway, he made it a goal of his in the whole trip. He's gonna spend at least less, and he had a little notebook. He write how much he's spending, everything. But one day it was this mountain. We climbed this mountain. It was like double mountain. So Tony told us we're only gonna do one. We're gonna climb one and stay up there, and then the next day we climbed the other one. It was tough. It was hard climb. But then the next day we went to this place to have breakfast, and he came towards me where I was sitting, and he was like, "Oh, how much is the breakfast?" I said, "Oh, €3, I believe it was." And this restaurant, it had had all the money around the world. The only money wasn't there was like the pound. I spoke to the chef as well about, oh, this is really interesting, it's cool, man. I said, oh, thanks, man. He went to the chef and asked him, oh, how much for breakfast? And he said, oh, it's about €3 or €4 it was. €3, €4. And then he's like, And then I said, oh, thanks, and walk away. He came to me to talk to me. And I'm telling you this, no lie, I was sitting there and he was next to me in the table talking, and the next minute this chef came from the back. He cooked him full breakfast. He had beans there, he had everything there. And he's like, hey. I was like, and I look at Finn look at me, and I look at the guy, the full breakfast. Sat eating breakfast. I was like, this is amazing. He's like, yeah, this is amazing. And all of a sudden, this kid, he had budget for every day he does think how he spend his money. By that moment, I can't remember how much it was. It was about 20 or 10 pound. It cost more than the breakfast. He took that, whatever note it was about 20 or 10 pound. He took it, he went to the guy, said, hey, that's the communion, man. Miracle happened. I'm telling you this. You only know that when you're there. See, in that moment, what I learned, when you have a goal you want to do, and you put your soul, you commit to it, you put everything to it, there's things start happening. In that moment, I saw him. This kid was willing to do whatever it takes to save money. to save money. He showed me that where you want to go, there's things that some people gonna help you to get there. As long as you commit, you put 100%, people gonna see it and they're gonna help you to get there. That's it. One thing I learned about community is about it's moments. It's moments when you meet people. It's like you'll meet somebody just around them, meet somebody from different places, you will talk to them, maybe you see them again, maybe you don't. But what I learned is that it's moment you have with that people, that person you're talking to. Because you talk to them now, next minute, they go about their business. If you reach your goal, it's like, yeah, it's great, but
Mama made it. Hey, Miss Santiago.
what I learned through that journey is that it never was about the goal. It's who you become on the process, who you find out about who you are. That you learn. That's what I learned. All the pain and struggle, it just awakened the demon in the past and learn how to deal with them demon. And that's what I learned. When I got there, yeah, I was great. Like, yeah, it's happy. We went to have dinner and celebrate. Great. Then the next day, guess what? How long did that last? It didn't last that long. We had to get a plane back to England. But what I learned, who I became, and that's the lesson I will carry on to my next journey, my next challenge, my next goal, dreams. That's the lesson you learn. You have to keep growing. That's life, period. If no enemy within, the enemy outside cannot do you harm. Remember that.